Hey everyone, Sweet Johnny Cage here, back with another guide for Dark Souls Remastered. This time, in Section 3 of the full playthrough walkthrough, we're going to go through the Undead Parish and then down into Darkroot Garden to fight the Moonlight Butterfly. Additionally, you could go fight the Gargoyles. I'm going to choose to do that in a different segment. I prefer going for the Moonlight Butterfly, straight up because it's an easier boss, and it rewards souls that we can use to level up and level up our weapon, which makes the Gargoyles much easier. So that's why I prefer this route. I'll show you my character stats here. Level 14 with 14 strength and 15 dex. I'm using a Uchigatana. And then I also have the Old Witch's Ring and the Blue Tearstone Ring. If you've never seen these guides from me before, welcome. The way these work is I am playing as I record or recording as I play. And so this is live. There may be some deaths. I don't think there'll be many at this stage of the game, but they can happen. You can always check the timestamps in the description for a timestamp of when we recover from that death. You may also hear a little bit of background noise, but I do my best to try to clean these up. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. In part 2, we took out the Taurus Demon and activated this shortcut. Admittedly, I've been trying to kill the Hellkite dragon for maybe the past 10 minutes, and I just don't have the constitution for it at this point, so I'm going to advise you to skip it. Although I do want to get my bloodstain. That's very, very important to me. So we're going to run over here. This little spot is a safe section. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to show you how to reach the other side. You'll see a bonfire over there. I actually already lit it. One thing that I do want to mention is that the Hellkite dragon has a really powerful early game weapon. I don't recommend using this weapon, and I'll tell you why, but... Oh god, he's dropping. I didn't actually want that to happen. Anyway, you want to wait for him to drop, and then you can run to this bonfire over here. You can light this bonfire. Oh my god. I can't believe that actually happened. Usually he just sits there until you touch him. Or until you shoot him with the bow. Anyway, we're going to rest at this bonfire, and then that's going to reset the Drake. Anywho. So you can cut the dragon's tail off, and if you do that, you receive the Drake Sword. Sorry, I was gonna say the Hellkite sword. You receive the Drake Sword. The Drake Sword is really powerful, but it comes with a caveat. That caveat being that it cannot be upgraded. So what that means is it's really powerful until a certain point, and that certain point is basically the midpoint of the game once you reach Anor Londo. After that, the enemies have a ton more health, and unless you've upgraded a weapon on the side and just use the Drake Sword for whatever reason, you're going to be in a really, really tough position. So I do not recommend using the Drake Sword unless you also keep upgrading a weapon on the side. Okay, that bell ringing means that somebody has rang the bell after the gargoyles. Okay, so now that we've reached this bonfire, we can do a couple things. This right here, this is the Sunlight Altar. This is how you join the Covenant of Sunlight, I think it is, or the Sunlight Covenant. The Sunlight Covenant is only accessible when you have enough faith, and I can't remember how much faith that is. Sunlight Covenant, Dark Souls. Warriors of Sunlight. You need a faith requirement of 25, but you can decrease that by 5 for every boss you've killed as a white phantom. And password summons do not count. So it has to be random players that you help out. If you help out 5 players and successfully kill 5 bosses as a white phantom, you can join this covenant with no faith requirement. But, until that happens, you can't actually interact with this statue. Okay, so keep that in mind. And now that we're on the other side here, we can actually activate this Portcullis by pulling this lever. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to just reach the other side, only because I want to show you the intended method for this, but I'm not sure if the dragon's going to kill me while I'm doing this, so we're about to find out together. Okay, I think I'm safe. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and rest at this bonfire one more time, just to kind of fully reset things. That parish bonfire is very helpful. You'll find out why in a couple minutes, but also it's a teleport location, so you can actually teleport to it later. We should also level up while we're here. Vitality, endurance. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. So now that we've done that, let's go back up the ladder. And then we can go through the intended method. Okay. So, I mentioned this in the previous guide, but the Hellkite Bridge is a really great farm spot. And if you have the dragon available, it'll breathe fire on all these hollows. You'll get 555 souls per run, so you can just rest at the bonfire, walk up to the bridge, get your souls, rest at the bonfire, rinse and repeat. Okay, so down on this aqueduct here, we're going to kill this hollow, and then there's a spear hollow right here. And he's pretty dangerous, but... oh god, as I fail to exemplify. But if we use our R2 stab, we can take care of him no problem. One of the things to keep in mind, it actually just happened. I'm so glad this happened. You'll notice that my humanity counter in the top left of the screen is now at 3. Some enemies have a chance of I mean, every enemy has a chance of dropping it, but enemies have a chance of dropping soft humanity. And you'll notice this is happening, one, by the counter in the top left corner of the screen increasing by 1, but also the souls that are getting sort of sucked into your body have a black tinge to them. And this means that that enemy dropped soft humanity. So that's one way to get it. It's pretty rare, but it can happen. Okay, so in here we have some rats. These guys are quite dangerous. We do not have anything that helps us out against poison. So you want to try to kite them out. Don't get hit by them. Just do the best you can. So that's 2 down, and then there's a third one on the right. Can't remember if there's 1 or 2 on the right. Okay, there's just 1. So as you can see, I'm blocking, and it builds up poison as well. We don't have anything to counteract poison at this stage of the game, so you got to be very careful with those rats. Now, since we activated that Portcullis, or raised that Portcullis earlier, just after the Hellkite dragon, this section is now open. So that's why this is a really good shortcut. It sort of saves us from having to deal with the rats. If you're interested, there's a claymore on this bridge. I already looted it earlier. Let's go ahead and get this other treasure while we're here, though. Okay, it's the soul of a nameless soldier. Nothing too crazy. But there is a claymore on the other body that those archers are guarding. Oh my god, that those archers are guarding. Okay, cool. So, now that those guys are reset, we can proceed through the rest of the level. I'm going to kill this guy really quick, just because I don't like him. Okay, so now that he's dead, we're going to head up this tower. And on top of this tower is a Black Knight. I think it's a 2-handed sword Black Knight, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So what we want to do against this guy is obviously not get hit. But you want to... oh, God. Shit. You want to do your best to parry him and backstab him. It's much easier said than done. Okay, there's a backstab. He has a lot of health, but, you know, killing these guys gets you a good amount of souls. There's also a chance to drop their weapon. They're optional to kill, but I want to show you that it's possible even at such a low level. Again, that bell ringing is a player ringing the Bell of Awakening in that bell tower right there. So it's a really cool online feature in Dark Souls 1. You kind of hear other people trying to fulfill the prophecy of the chosen undead and, you know, do their best. So we're just going to keep baiting out backstabs on this guy. You can parry him, but given that you're such low level, I kind of don't recommend it. See if we can get one off. Oh, we got one. Oh my good god. So my trick to parrying in Souls games is to always watch the enemy's wrist or hand. And when that hand starts moving towards you, that's when you want to parry. That's when you want to press L2. You don't want to press L2 when the weapon is coming towards you. 9 times out of 10, that means this... oh god. 9 times out of 10, that means the same thing. But some enemies are a little tricky. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so that is the Black Knight down. And we got the Black Knight Greatsword and a Titanite Chunk. Great. So that's a good upgrade material. It's a good weapon. I don't think we can wield it yet. I'm personally not going to wield it. No, you need 32 strength and 18 dex. So Not going to do that, but that's okay. Okay, so now that the Black Knight is dead, we can proceed through the rest of the level. And so we have this bull here, this armored bull, and then we have a spear hollow over here. And we want to be very, very careful not to aggro the bull. You'll notice a hollow just went behind the bull, and he's about to drop the Portcullis to prevent us from having an easy way through this area. That's okay, though. It's fine that that happens. I'm not upset about it. Kick him. 1, 2, 3. Great. So what we're going to do... Yep, see, the Portcullis just dropped. What we're going to do is we're going to run to the right, and we're going to go up these stairs. But you got to keep in mind that there's a few archers up here, as well as a sword hollow. Oh, it's a spear hollow, actually. I made a mistake. Okay, so you want to try to kite this guy over here. This way you don't get in trouble with the archers. Like that. Oh, God. So luckily the spear hollow is a little unwieldy. And you should be able to sort of make quick work of him. Be careful when you're approaching these archers, because when you get close, they pull out their swords. Also, one of them will keep firing at you, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so another sword hollow is about to approach us, so we'll take care of him before I explain the bull. Okay, great. Okay, so what you can do is we're going to loot this treasure. There should be alluring skulls. Yes, it is. So with the alluring skulls, we can actually use these. If you play Demon Souls, these are more or less the same things as soul remains, which distract enemies. So we can take an alluring skull and we can drop it into this little bonfire here. We have to be very careful, though, because when we use the alluring skulls, we take a step forward. Boom. Okay, so the bull should start moving towards the fire. Yep, there you go. And you should keep doing that for a little while. Yep. Okay, so we're going to just do this a few times to try to get the bull to move in. Alright. Come on, Mr. Bull. Oh. Yes, there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay, we'll use one more, and then I'll show you how to kind of fight it for real. The bull is armored, so only piercing weapons are going to be strong against the bull. That said, however, we can make our weapon a piercing weapon by doing a jumping attack. And you can do a jumping attack from the ground by doing... you can sort of run... Yeah, you do two-hand and then forward and R2. So two-hand forward R2 on a Uchigatana counts as a piercing attack. So we can do that a couple times. I'm really hoping the bull doesn't completely gore us, but we'll have to deal with that if he does. I really wish I had another alluring skull. Luckily, he doesn't have too much HP. Alternatively, you can use those throwing knives you picked up, but they're basically going to do 1 damage. Maybe try a Black Firebomb. I just don't want to die to this thing. Okay, so Black Firebomb does 55. Let's just do this. This is way easier. And then a Firebomb does 20-something? 24. Great, so let's choose another one. And then that's the bull. So alluring skulls into the little bonfire, and then you can use some bombs. All of the bulls in this game, there's a total of 3, have a chance of dropping the boar helm, which is a really sick helm. It's literally their head for you to wear. They all have a chance to drop it, and I believe the final bull you fight will always drop it if you haven't gotten one already. Sort of like the symbol of avarice, which is the helm that the mimics drop. Okay, so this guy is baiting us, so don't follow him too much. Instead, you kind of just want to walk out of the alcove, and then that should aggro. Oh, I think the other... I think the guy that jumped out at us, or that was trying to help the bull earlier, was the guy who was actually a booby trap. So that worked out. But basically, there's going to be a hollow that, you know, you saw him run this way. He goes up the stairs. He's baiting you to follow him because there's going to be a hollow on one of these sides of the door. Just keep that in mind. Okay, so we can just keep slicing and dicing our way through. Break this table. Loot this treasure for a mystery key. The mystery key is very important. It opens up the cell of Lautrec of Karim, which we will get to in the next guide. I'm not going to do it right now, but just remember that the mystery key is here, and you will need it for later. I guess it's a totally optional storyline, but it's pretty good. So there's a treasure on this catwalk, so we're just going to carefully walk here. Large soul of a lost undead. Okay. And then we're going to go up this ladder. And then, I don't think there's anything else here. No. Alright, then we have a fog wall. There is going to be a knight kind of waiting for us in this next section here. So, there's going to be somebody to our left. There is somebody over here. Yes. Okay. So, this Balder Knight, we're going to try our best to backstab him. He has a pretty big aggro range. Be careful. There we go. Okay, so backstabbing him is really good. Gotta be careful with this guy. He can parry like nobody's business. Oh god, this is really bad. Yeah, you heal, I heal, we'll all heal. We'll get this started again. So yeah, keep in mind this guy can parry you. He has a buckler that he parries with. He has this 3-stab attack. But we should be able to just overpower him. Is he going to try to heal again? Alright, there we go. So, I believe he's guarding the kite shield. The knight shield, sorry. He's guarding the knight shield. Okay, so with him down, now we can proceed. Oh, Balder leggings. It's not bad. Okay, and then we can go over here. There's a spear hollow here, so be careful. Go ahead and kick his shield, slice him up. Okay. And then we can come over here. Be very careful, because there's another Balder Knight to our right that is going to see us. Alright, the Balder Knight's to the left, but there's a spear hollow to the right. Yep, there he is. So these guys have a big shield that have a lot of poise. I love hearing that bell. I love hearing that bell. These guys have a big shield, a lot of poise. So you got to try to make quick work of them. They can combo. They can heal. Just be very careful. Bang. Got him. Alright, cool. Let's go deal with that spear hollow from before. Here he is. Hello. Be careful in these... Yep. I was literally just trying to warn you to be careful when in these tight spaces with a sword. You want to do your stab attack. This way you don't have to worry about the walls. Go to the right. Nothing there. Okay, and go to the left. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to come down here first. And we're going to raise that portcullis from earlier. Okay, so there is a hollow guarding it. This is the same one who activated it. The enemies in this game are not dumb. They are actively conspiring against you. Okay, so this is the basement key. The basement key, if I'm not mistaken, this is for the lower Undead Burg. It's been a while since I played this game. Yes, opens the door leading to the lower Undead Burg. You need this key. This key is mandatory in the game, so you make sure you pick up this key. Alright, so then there's this guy here. He's going to come charging out at us from the chapel. He's going to whiff big. That means that we... Oh, God. I keep thinking I have more stamina than I do. I keep thinking I can get a 4th hit. I never can. Okay, now that he's dead, we can aggro this other guy here. There are hollows in this church, so you do need to be careful. Yep, there's another Balder Knight here. Luckily, we were able to just aggro him. I thought he was going to do his 3-shot. 1. Come on, give me the triple. They're so fast. They really are so fast. Okay, so when he has his blade like that, sticking up, he is going to parry you with it. So don't attack him when he has his sword up like that. Only attack him when he's in his normal stance. God, I made a mistake trying to do this. Okay, he's dead. And we got a Titanite shard for our troubles. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, instead of going through that church, I'm going to go the other way. Because there is a bonfire nearby. So, yeah, I don't want to deal with another Baldur Knight. I don't. Okay, so we're going to go back up these stairs. We picked up the halberd. That's another great early game weapon. If you want to have a polearm build, I recommend that. Okay, so we have a couple of sword hollows and a crossbow hollow up there. So what we can do is we can kite these guys up here. This way we're out of shot of the crossbow. Careful on this section of the bridge here. It's pretty deadly. And then you want to do your best to isolate these guys, but they don't always comply. Oh. God. I don't have humanity on my quick bar, do I? Of course not. Why would I have humanity on my quick bar? Nope, not what I wanted. There we go. Sweet Jesus. I might get backstabbed. Oh, God. Okay, that's one. Come on. Surprised he doesn't go past the portcullis if the other one did. Bro. That just wasn't cool. Alright, so now that he's dead, let's go deal with the crossbow guy, and then I will do my best to show you how to take down the Baronite Knight after we rest at the bonfire. So let's come over here. We'll deal with the crossbow. Although, we really don't have to at this stage, but we'll do it anyway. Okay, so he's dead. And there's a big old Baronite Knight in the chapel, but I don't want to deal with him yet because we are now approaching a very, very important area in Dark Souls, and that is Blacksmith Andre. You can hear him hammering. If you play Dark Souls 3, this guy will be very familiar to you. This was his first appearance. But first, we're going to rest at this bonfire, and then what I'm actually going to do to this bonfire is I'm going to kindle it. So I'm going to reverse hollowing, and then I'm going to kindle the bonfire. Just because I have so many soft humanity, I don't want these to really ever go to waste. So I'm going to kindle the bonfire. This way I get 10 Estus flasks whenever I rest at it. This is somewhat of a central bonfire. You're going to visit this particular bonfire a lot. Okay. So let's go downstairs, speak with Andre. And in doing so, he tells us that he can always learn gestures, by the way. Sorry, I always forget to mention that. Okay, so we can repair our equipment. I always want to do this. And then we can reinforce our weapon, which is just upgrading. So we're going to upgrade our Uchigatana to +1. Not a huge upgrade for now, but it's something. He also has a modify equipment menu, and this allows you to use special embers to ascend weapons. So in Demon Souls, you didn't need anything special aside from the materials required to give a weapon a crescent infusion or a piercing infusion or a, whatever it was. In Dark Souls, you do. You have to find specific embers in order to infuse weapons or ascend weapons. I'll show you where all those are as we get to them. But Andre also sells us the Crest of Artorias, which is required to open a door in the heart of the forest. He sells us the Weapon Smith Box, which allows us to repair weapons, I think. Not sure if you can upgrade. Can you upgrade using this? I feel like I should definitely know this, being the one I'm making the guide. yeah, so there's the repair box, the weapons, so weaponsmith and armorsmith box allow you to upgrade weapons, and then repair box allows you to repair them. So I highly, highly, highly recommend purchasing the repair box above all else, especially this early in the game, because there are going to be times where you are adventuring for so long and you are nowhere near a blacksmith and you just can't get your weapons repaired. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to upgrade and then purchase the repair box. And then what I'm going to do now is we're not actually going to go to the gargoyles, but I am going to activate the first shortcut, or the first big shortcut of the game. And in order to do that, we do need to go through the parish. We're not going to go to the top, we're just going to go through it. So now that we've rested at that bonfire, there's also a chance I'm going to get invaded here, just because I'm human, so this could really go either way. Let's go ahead and kill these hollows again. Rude. Okay. Got another Titanite shard. Come on, buddy. No. Okay. So, in this chapel here is a Baronite Knight. This guy over here is going to come towards us. He's a kill once enemy, so we only have to kill him once. There's a few of them in the game. I love hearing that bell, man. I really, really do. Obviously, he's got like a Hulk smash sort of deal going on with his big mace. So he's pretty deadly. You gotta be careful. And that Hulk smash, he could do it repeatedly if he wants. You gotta be careful. Oh, God. I thought I was far enough away. This big wind-up one, he won't repeat that. But this is why a weapon with bleed on it is like really important, because this guy is susceptible to it. I think one more hit will probably... Okay, so we got him. So we didn't get him to bleed, but we killed him. He drops a Titanite shard as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to activate a shortcut. And so this is the same chapel that we were trying to kill those... oh my god. What are these guys called? The Balder Knights. We were trying to kill them. There is also an item right here. Let's go ahead and pick this up. This is a Firekeeper Soul. And the reason we're picking this up is because of where we're about to go next. And this is one of the unbelievable things about Dark Souls, is you feel like you've been adventuring so long and you're so far from where you started, and then you find yourself an elevator or a door or something, and then all of a sudden you are back at Firelink Shrine. Here you go. So this is our first shortcut back to Firelink Shrine. This will happen a few times. I want to show you a couple things before we go to, back to the bonfire here. You can see a treasure on top of that house. And what I did there is I rolled out of the elevator. And that's something you always got to watch out for, is doorways or really anything out of elevators. And the reason we're going to do that is because we need to make a jump here. And I'm not the greatest at this jump. I think you're just supposed to be able to do a running... You're just supposed to roll off. I personally like to jump off, so... Let's do this. Yeah, great. Oh, God, I didn't make it. Okay, so that's basically how you get onto those rooftops, is you got to jump and land on there, and then just walk up the little staircase. Okay, so we got the Morning Star, we got the Talisman, and then we also have some cracked red-eye orbs. And in this chest, what do we have? We have some Homeward Bones. Okay, so there's so much lore in this game that I always want to explain. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run back to Lloyd's Talisman. So I'm going to run back to the bonfire here in Firelink Shrine. And you want to run because these skeletons are now animating, and they will follow you the whole way. So you want to run back to the bonfire, use it to reset the area. Okay. Alright, so we're going to rest at the bonfire. Oh my god, we can't, because they're here. God, go away. I wonder if we just go down to Homegirl. So what we're going to do is, since we got that Firekeeper Soul, you want to give the Firekeeper Soul to a Firekeeper to reinforce your Estus Flask. And you'll see in the bottom left corner, our Estus Flask just got moved to +1. That means that our Estus Flask will now heal a little bit more than it would if we didn't upgrade it. That upgrade goes all the way up to +7. And that requires, I think, 2 full playthroughs without doing something. 2 or 3 playthroughs, you'll have +7. Okay, so since we bought that repair box, we can now repair our equipment at a bonfire. Wonderful. And then we can also level up here, which we'll do. We'll keep putting points into decks. Okay. And now that we've done that, we can head back to the Undead Parish. So something I want to mention is the items that we picked up. I'm just going to take a little minute for lore here. I'm going to take a drink real quick. So the items that we picked up the... what did we pick up? We picked up some cracked red-eye orbs, which allow us to invade another world. We picked up some Lloyd's Talismans, which prevents Estus recovery within a limited area. So if you were to use a Lloyd's Talisman on an enemy, they cannot use Estus. We also picked up a mace, or a Morning Star, which is a mace. And we also picked up a talisman, which is used to cast miracles. And you'll notice that this guy right here, this is Petrus of Thorland. He is using a Morning Star. He can cast miracles, and he's the only one standing here. He's the one closest to those chests. These items that we picked up are basically his. So we're going to head back to the elevator here, and we're going to try that jump one more time just so I can show you how it works. But those items are basically his. And, you know, why would somebody who is from the church, in the way of the White Covenant, you know, a good church-going guy, why would he have cracked red-eye... Oh, my God. Why would he have cracked red-eye orbs? Why would he have Lloyd's Talismans? Why would he have these things, right? Like, that's a good question. Why would he have these things that are used for invading other people, preventing them from healing? Why would he have Homeward Bones, which give you a quick exit from wherever you are in the world? It'll bring you back to the last bonfire you rested at. Why would he have these things? The answer is sad but simple. The answer is that later on, after we ring the first bell of awakening, I think it's the first bell, some people will show up here in his little encampment. The main person there is the person he says he's waiting for, his lady, which is Rhea of Thorland. Rhea of Thorland is on a pilgrimage to find the Rite of Kindling, and they have to go into the catacombs in order to get it. Eventually, Rhea is abandoned by Petrus, and she's sort of left to die with her 2 companions. And so it becomes clear that Petrus either worked out a deal with Patches, or he kicked them down there himself and just homeward boned back. So he's not a good guy. Anywho, back here in the Undead Parish, we're going to go back down to Andre. And like I mentioned earlier, we're going to fight the Moonlight Butterfly. So the real, I guess, intended sort of area to go to is the Gargoyle boss fight. I don't like that boss fight. I don't like doing that boss fight right away because you're just not good enough level. You kind of get killed really, really quickly in that fight. So we're going to rest here at this nicely kindled bonfire. And then we're going to go down to Andre. We're going to check if we can upgrade our weapon at all. I did pick up a shard, I think. Oops. Oh my god. Reinforce, bro. There you go. Okay, so we can upgrade it one more time. Great. So now we have a Uchigatana +2, which is great. In this room right here is a Prowling Demon, or a Titanite Demon. They go by 2 names. They're killable. I don't really recommend doing it right now. You just want to watch out for the lightning bolt that they shoot at you. Their pole also has a huge reach, as you're about to see. Boom. It's got quite a huge reach. I don't recommend fighting them right now. Just ignore them. They do drop good upgrade materials for, I think, boss weapons or something like that. Anywho, since we're past him, this is Darkroot Basin. And so we're actually going to move to Darkroot Garden. In this section, there are enemies. I think they're called Ents, E-N-Ts, and they're basically like treants that come alive. And so you want to do your best to chop them down. And they have a really good propensity for dropping moss clumps. Well, we got a blooming purple moss clump. So blooming purple moss clumps cure toxicity. toxicity is an incredibly strong poison. So purple moss clumps cure poison, blooming purple moss clumps cure toxic. So very, very good drop right there. And blooming is kind of rare. So these Ents have kind of a range of attacks. The one you really want to watch out for is when they put both of their hands up in the sky, like they're sort of summoning a spirit bomb. When they do that, you need to get away or hit them and stagger them, because that's a grab that can more or less one-shot you. Okay, so there's a couple of Ents here. This one's going to run towards us. Yeah, that's the grab right there. And then there's another one. You can sort of tell that they're here because their little bushels look different. This one's going to pop up once we pass it. Yeah. Oh, boy. Okay, great. So he's down. Purple moss clump. We also picked up a red moss clump, I think it was. That cures bleed. So that's very good as well. So we're going to pillage this corpse, and then you'll notice that there's a little cliff up here with the treasure. We're going to get that. And then the other thing to notice, where is it? You can definitely see it from here. Yeah, so the Moonlight Butterfly, oh my god. The Moonlight Butterfly is right up there. You can see it all the way down here. You can't kill it from here, which probably indicates that it's just a different model, but you can see it. Okay. So, one of the things in Dark Souls that was in Demon Souls, but in very specific, or very limited places, I should say, there are illusory walls. And illusory walls in this game are harder to detect than in Demon Souls because they don't shimmer. They don't move. They look like solid walls. However, you can just roll through them, or you can hit them, or, throw a knife at them, do whatever you want. This one holds a bonfire. Really great. So, since we have the soft humanity and we are human, I'm going to kindle this one up to 10. Okay. And so this door over here, this big door, this door is opened using the Crest of Artorias. It says locked by some contraption. We don't have the Crest of Artorias yet. It does cost 20,000 souls from Andre of Astora. So we're going to ignore that for now. That is an area that you have to come to at some point, but you can basically leave it until last. Okay, so instead we're going to go down here, and there is a treasure right here, but you can see that there are 3 Ents in this room, and they are going to pop up once we get the treasure. Bang. Okay, so why don't we just run out of this room really fast, and then we will try to kite these guys as best we can. Ugh. As you can see, we have an upgraded Estus, so we're getting a lot more mileage out of our heals than we were earlier on. Okay, now they're all dead. So we got a purple moss clump, and then nothing from this. Oh, we did. Blood red moss clump. Great. Okay, so now that we've done that, there's nothing else in that little alcove. We have a fog door here. And this section's pretty interesting. And the reason it's pretty interesting is because you have stone guardians that wake up when you get near them. However, I don't want to mess with them just yet. There is a really weird tree right here, and a lot of people kind of completely miss this. You can see this tree is moving. And there is a very highly rated comment right here from a player that says, try attacking. Let's go ahead and do that. So you try attacking, and you can see that the tree takes damage. I don't think this tree can attack you. I can't confirm or deny that, though. I just don't think it does. If it does, though, let me know. Anywho, so killing this tree will allow us to pass into this next little area here. And in this area, we have these really interesting manta ray sort of enemies. And these guys drop green moss. It's not moss, but it's something like that. Anyway, it gives you quick stamina recovery. It's like a temporary buff item. So there's another weird tree here. I don't really know why they put this here. but it's here. It's not blocking anything, whereas the other one was. Okay. Alright, the tree's dead. Long live the tree. Okay, cool. So now that that's done, we're gonna kind of get a little ambushed by some of those red manta ray enemies. Right here, they're gonna pop up. I don't actually know what their attacks do. I've never had... Oh, they got a big tongue. Okay, and we just woke up a sleeping guardian, which is not good, so we gotta kind of get out of here. So we woke up a stone guardian. He's walking towards us now, which isn't great because we also still have a ray that we gotta deal with. And the reason I'm saying that the stone guardian is not somebody you really want to mess with, I'm saying that for a couple reasons. It's not even that attack that he just did. It's a spell that he can cast that will slow you down considerably. So we gotta try to... Okay. So... feeling okay about this. Yeah, that's the spell. Oh, God. So it's sort of like an AoE. If you stand in it, you basically can't do much. Oh, God. It will eventually wear off. Oh, you couldn't have just jumped off the cliff there, bro? Come on. Jump off the cliff. One damage. Nice. So I do want to kill him. Oh, God. I just want to do it carefully. And the reason I want to kill him is because there's another one that we're going to run into in a really bad position. And so I want to make sure that we take care of this guy before we deal with the other one. Come on. Damn. Stabby today. Okay, cool. We got him down. Great. Whew. Okay, so these guys do have a chance of dropping their armor. It's not like a huge prize, but it's something. Okay, so now that we've killed him, we do need to go into this little alcove over here. Right here. Okay. And there's a warning, this is giant ahead, and that means that there's another one of those knights ahead. The player was kind enough to warn us about that. So this is the one that's in the really precarious position. He's in this tunnel, I think. Yep, there he is. So he's in this tunnel. I'm just going to ignore him, and then we're going to get this treasure that we saw earlier, which is the wolf ring. But we got to carefully jump across, and then we're going to ignore this end, and then hopefully we can get to the bonfire that we were at earlier, and then rest and reset everybody. I'm hoping that's doable. Really cool if it was. Please go away, please go away, please go away. No, of course not. God, come on. You. Okay. Bonfire reactivated. Let's rest at it. Let's level up. We should put points into endurance at this stage, only because I'm sort of getting a little weak in my slashes. Okay, great. So now that we've done that, and we have the wolf ring. The wolf ring is a great ring that boosts poise. So that means that, you know, if we get attacked, we have a higher resistance to getting pushed back. Okay, these guys aren't following me. Okay, so now that we're back in here, this is where we killed that big tree. Oh, he is following me. Hi. Die. Great. Okay, so now we're back here. This is where we killed that tree. And there's a lot of sleeping guardians here. So we got to be very careful. We're just going to run over here, and then we're going to pick up this treasure. This is going to wake up some Ents, as well as a couple of Guardians. This is the Elite Knight set. Good armor. But what we're going to do is we're actually just going to run over here, and I'm going to come up here, and hopefully they don't follow me, but this is the way to the boss. And I want to explain something before... I'm really hoping they don't follow me. Anyway, the Moonlight Butterfly is right there. This is the boss fog. Are you following me for real? Ugh. I just want to show you a summon that's available. I'm not going to use her, but I do want to explain it because I think it's valuable information for any Souls player to have is to know where the NPC summons are. There we go. Okay, so we got some clumps, and then oh god. Okay, under these stairs, where you see that hint, there's a summon sign there for Bitrate. She's a really powerful mage and makes this fight really fast. So the Moonlight Butterfly is a pretty interesting fight. Has great music. If you are a melee build, you can only attack the butterfly every once in a while. And the butterfly is going to shoot out spells. So you never want to have your back turned, because you will get an instant critical and probably get one shot. So you want to try your best to always have full health. And then you want to avoid that. She also has a spike that she can shoot out. I'm just assuming, yeah, that one. I'm really just assuming the butterfly is a woman. I mean, that's never been confirmed or denied. The music is operatic with a woman singing, so I guess that's why I think that. As a melee, this fight is pretty boring. As a caster, it's much faster and much easier. You really just gotta wait for the butterfly to land. That's the name of the game here. You just wait for the butterfly to land. Eventually it will. And then you attack it. Come on. There's literally not much else to do. You can try like throwing firebombs at it and whatnot, but unless it's standing still, you might miss. Okay, here we go. So once it's landed, you want to attack it a few times, but you got to be careful because eventually it'll start recharging. And then, yep, once you see that green orb, you got to run away because it's going to explode. And then you just rinse and repeat. And that's the fight. That's Moonlight Butterfly. So the reason I come here, instead of going to the gargoyles, is because Moonlight Butterfly rewards a decent amount of souls. You get the wolf ring. You get to sort of get a little familiar. Oh god. You get to become familiarized with a little bit of Darkroot Garden. And you sort of know where things are. And then there's also another reward here for defeating the Moonlight Butterfly. Oh my god, please just drop. Yep, that's why you don't want to get hit in the back. Deals a ton of damage. Oh, come on. Just land. Like I said, as a caster, this fight goes way faster. Because you can actually attack it. Good music. Come on, land. Thank you so much. You're so kind, Moonlight Butterfly. So it does take a little while. You know, you're not the strongest at this stage of the game, but you really don't need to be. Oh god. Okay, so probably 2 more landings and we'll be good. Ugh, total whiff. Great job, John. Drink up, just keep waiting. That's all the attacks it does. It does nothing special. I once played a Dark Souls mod called Daughters of Ash that also in this fight, it had a crystal golem. I'm trying to think if it was just the crystal golem or if it was the crystal golem and the Moonlight Butterfly, but there was a crystal golem in here that would rush you from the entrance, and oh god, that would rush you from the entrance, and you basically needed enough damage to kill the golem before the butterfly did anything, because it would literally just bulldoze you to the end of this bridge, and if you couldn't kill it, then you couldn't avoid anything the golem was doing, and you certainly couldn't avoid anything the butterfly was doing. So it was an interesting like little DPS check that I really haven't ever seen in a Souls game. Okay, so he's gonna land again. Probably could have got one more, but I don't want to die. Okay. I guess the other DPS check in this game is, believe it or not, the Hellkite dragon. And that's because the Hellkite dragon can actually heal itself. I recently just found that out. I never knew that. So you basically need enough... You need to be able to deal enough damage to the Hellkite dragon that you can kill it before it heals too much. Which is always an interesting mechanic to try to contend with. Come on. This fight is so slow. And I'm taking a lot of damage in this fight. I don't know how I feel about it. Come on. Dude. Oh, man, that's another attack that I totally forgot about. Jesus. That was pretty crazy. I don't think I ever saw that attack. Oh, yeah, it all says is beam. Maybe these are like desperation attacks. I really don't remember these attacks. It's been a long time since I haven't killed this thing in like 10 seconds, though. I haven't done a fresh playthrough of Dark Souls 1 in quite a while. Alright. Are you kidding me? We got it there. Why did this thing become so angry with me? Alright, we got another hit. Jesus, I should have done that a while ago. Okay, so that's the Moonlight Butterfly. We got the soul of the Moonlight Butterfly, which I think is used to make a casting weapon, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so at the other end of this bridge, we have another tower to climb. This is, of course, the tower we saw the Moonlight Butterfly chilling out on earlier. Okay. And up here, we have a blacksmith who is guarding the Watchtower basement key, as well as the Divine Ember and a homeward bone. So, really interesting sort of story here is, I think one of the original concepts in the game was to have a lot of blacksmiths around the land, or to at least flesh out Andre's story. Because this is clearly a blacksmith. This is clearly a blacksmith's workbench. You know, you have the bucket with the water, you have the anvil. Like, this is a blacksmith's area. But these blacksmiths are always guarding embers, so if you find one, it has an ember. Okay, so now that we've done that, we were granted a homeward bone, and I'll use it in a second. I do want to point out one more time where that summon was, and also kind of explain the summon mechanic a little bit. Hopefully I don't go near the giant again, though. If I do, I'm just going to homeward bone out, so let's go ahead and equip that really fast. Great. Okay. So, one of the very interesting things about Souls games is that summon signs are only available when a boss is alive. So if you've killed a boss, you... Oh, God, I thought these things were alive. So if you've killed a boss, you cannot... You can't summon again. So anyway, there will be a summon sign. I'm deliberately standing here under this red bush. These bushes right here. There will be a summon sign there as long as the boss is alive and you are in human form. There will be a summon sign there for Beatrix. Or Beatrice. I'm not sure if it's Beatrice or Beatrix. But she is great in that fight and is a caster and can take down Moonlight Butterfly basically by herself. Okay, so let's rest here. Let's level up Endurance and Vitality. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run back to Andre's Bonfire. And we're going to end it there just because it's a nice place to pick up from. I should also explain the Divine Ember and Embers in general. So the Divine Ember that we picked up from the Blacksmith statue, or it's sort of like a petrified blacksmith, really. That's how I like to think about it. Anyway, the Divine Ember that we picked up will allow us to ascend a weapon to be a divine weapon. And divine weapons deal divine damage, but there's a little hidden bonus to that. And in the catacombs area of this game, there are skeleton enemies who will resurrect unless their corresponding necromancer is killed. And the necromancer has very little health, but he sort of runs away from whoever is chasing him. So you have to be like really fast to catch him, and he's always going to run behind skeletons that he's controlling. So basically, like, the name of the game is chase the necromancer, kill him, and then the skeletons will all die, and that necromancer will stay dead. The necromancer is basically like a kill once enemy, but the skeletons will come back, even though the necromancer's dead. So, you know, if you die and you respawn at the bonfire, the necromancer won't return to life, but the skeletons will. But if you have a divine weapon, you don't have to worry about that, because the divine weapon will kill the skeletons permanently, without having to deal with the necromancer. So you can just kill the skeleton, not worry about the necromancer, and the skeleton will stay dead, at least until you rest at the bonfire. Okay, so we can give Andre the Divine Ember. There is no harm in giving any Ember to a Blacksmith. It's not an item that carries over into New Game Plus. It is not an item that has any alternate purpose. The only purpose for an Ember is to give it to a Blacksmith, so don't ever worry about giving it away. Okay, so let's go ahead and repair our equipment. And then, yeah. I don't think we have enough to level up the Uchigatana, no. Okay, so let's go ahead and rest at the bonfire here. And then in the next guide, I am going to take you through the remainder of the Undead Parish, fight the Bell Gargoyles, and then that'll be it for the next section. That's it for this section. As the Bell of Awakening rings, that means another player got his wings, or another player rang the bell. We're going to end it here. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Dark Souls Remastered, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the blue join button below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and on Twitch, and as always, I'm Sweet Johnny Cage. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.